Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, January 28th council meeting, rescheduled due to our unpleasant winter weather from last week. Ms. Hilberg, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Councilman De La Garza?
I am present.
Councilman Kidder?
Here.
Councilwoman Butler?
Present.
Councilwoman Scott?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Young?
Here.
Councilman Lofgren?
Here.
And Mayor Crocker.
Here. If you would, please stand and join me for the pledges and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Thank you. Please be seated. Again, welcome everyone. Good to have you here on the rescheduled meeting. We will jump right into our agenda, and we'll start with item B1, announcements and reminders. Mr. Garza, do you have anything for us this evening?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I do. And actually, part of it is because of the unpleasant weather, although I thought it was fairly pleasant.
Fair enough.
Myself last week.
It's a matter of perspective, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. But on behalf of our utility billing office and our finance department, we want to remind the public of accommodations for customers who were impacted by this winter event last week. Residents whose water usage was higher than normal because of the freeze may contact the utility billing office to request an adjusted bill. The utility billing office is also temporarily waiving fees to connect and disconnect water service for plumbing repairs. Residents must complete repairs by January 31st in order for fees to be waived. Also, residents with past due water bills that were originally due January 10th will not have their water disconnected before January 31st because of the events. The utility billing office will waive the $25 non-payment fee for these customers if the bill is paid during the grace period. And as I mentioned to you in the email that I sent with this information, this is consistent with how we've handled previous winter events. I think it's important for us as an organization, as a city, to be empathetic and compassionate when we can, and this is certainly an opportunity to do that. On behalf of the Parks Department, we'd like to invite the public to join us in Riverside Park by Riverside Stadium this Saturday, February 1st at 8 a.m. for the 2025 Crossroads Heart and Stroke Walk. The city team will be participating in this fun, family-friendly event to celebrate heart health, honor survivors, and support the mission of the American Heart Association as a host and top sponsor. For more information and to see if you can beat our team, visit www.heart.org. And as a reminder, we increased our support for this event after the passing of Mayor McCoy, and so we continue to honor his memory as an organization at this event. On behalf of Development Services, we'd like to invite the public to an opportunity to provide feedback on the Victoria Metropolitan Planning Organization's Move Victoria 2050 Metropolitan Transportation Plan, a set of recommendations to improve Victoria's transportation system over the next 25 years. The Metropolitan Planning Organization will host 2 open houses in 700 Main Center in Conference Room 205, where residents can visit with staff, learn about the plan, and ask questions. This will take place on Monday, February 3rd from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m., Tuesday, February 4th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Residents can view the plan online and leave comments on the interactive map at victoriatx.gov/2050MTP. A hard copy of the plan will also be available for public viewing during business hours at the City of Victoria Development Services office. And finally, I hope you saw in today's release that our Victoria Regional Airport Director, Lenny Llerena, sat down with us on the city, not us, with Ashley and the team, on the city's podcast, Town Talk, to discuss the airport's role in economic development, excuse me, and it debuted today. You can watch or listen to this episode by visiting victoriatx.gov/Town Talk. And that is all I have for this evening, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. So let's move into public and employee recognitions. I know there's a number of our esteemed school board members in the audience. Welcome. Glad to see y'all here. And we'll jump into item B2A, which is School Board Recognition Month Proclamation. Ms. Hilberg.
Yes, sir. Whereas the mission of public schools is to meet educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society in an ever-changing world. And whereas local school board members are elected by the community members to do what's best for all students, and whereas local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and community members to create the educational vision we all want for our students, and whereas local school board members are responsible for ensuring the structure that provides a solid foundation for our school system, and whereas local school board members are strong advocates for public education and are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and the public's expectations to the district, now therefore I, Dwayne Crocker, Mayor of the City of Victoria, do hereby declare January 2025 as School Board Recognition Month in Victoria, Texas, and urge all citizens to join me in recognizing the dedication and hard work of local school board members and in working with them to mold an education system that meets the needs of both today's and tomorrow's children.
Is normally here. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Mike Mercer, current president of the school board, and I'm joined with several of my colleagues tonight. Let me start with the ones that couldn't make it tonight. Our vice president, Ms. Margaret Pruitt, recently had a death in her family. Otherwise, she would be with us. And trustee B.J. Nelson also had a family emergency that came up today, and she couldn't be with us as well tonight. Otherwise, we've also got our trustee Micah Patton with us tonight. We've got our trustee Kathy Bell with us tonight, trustee Rick Jones with us tonight, and trustee Bridget Marshall. You're just waiting for me to forget that. I didn't forget that. I like to take a pause for that. I am very fortunate to get to work with people who are absolutely and always dedicated to what's best for the children in our community. On behalf of the school board, I accept this proclamation and extend my gratitude to each and every single one of you. I think this is maybe the third or fourth time I've had the opportunity to do this as president of the school board, to receive this. And I think with a somewhat sigh of relief, I can say that this is the last time I will be up here to do this. But I want to share with you that over these 4 years, you have been an incredible partner to work with in our community. And I want to thank each and every single one of you for what you've done. I have never at any point in time, and I know our board have never at any point in time ever felt out of lockstep with the city and the council and the mayor at any point in time that I have been on the board. So I thank you for that as we've moved together from the Department of Emergency Services all the way through Parks and Rec and again, all the way up to the Office of Mayor. Y'all have been an incredible partner in ensuring that we do the absolute best for the children and for the students in our community. And I would be remiss without saying that not only do we recognize and celebrate those that are involved in public education, but we share this also with our colleagues that work in private education, and that we also share that with the number of parents that also work in homeschool. We know that there are many paths for students, and we respect all of those paths, and we share that with them. But I just want to thank you again, and I know that we'll look forward to a fruitful partnership as time marches on. So thank you once again.
Random noise.
I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Mercer, thank you so much for those kind words. A much deserved recognition for each of your school board members, and we appreciate you guys being here. I hear through the grapevine that maybe the new superintendent is here as well. Is that correct?
I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, no, she and Mr. Meyer, our deputy superintendent, they would be here tonight. They would have been here last week, and I would have taken that opportunity to formally introduce you. So that will happen at another time. They are at an administrators conference, I believe in Austin, till tomorrow. So they'll be back in town tomorrow, but they were not able to be here.
That's
tonight.
more important than being here with us, but we'll look forward to seeing them next time.
But absolutely.
So, very good. Well, thank you. Thank you all for what you do. Very important for education in Victoria. And we enjoy the community relationship and cooperation with your board. So thank y'all. All right. Mr. Garza, are there any other public and employee recognitions?
No, sir.
Okay. Items from council. Does anyone have anything this evening? All right, seeing none then, I will jump into citizens' communications. I have 2 cards tonight, and we'll start with Lisa Kirchie.
Hello.
You are correct. Ms. Kirchie, I have been told that the item that you are here to speak on is on public hearing. So if you'd rather speak at the public hearing rather than citizens' communication, you're more than welcome. Either way, it's entirely up to you.
What's the difference?
Yeah, none for me. I don't want to hear what you say either way.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. You're
All
there.
right. My name is Lisa Kirchie. I'm a sexual assault advocate and a survivor as well. I moved home 4 years ago, and I just want to thank VPD and the Victoria Sheriff's Department for all your hard work of keeping our community safe. I have never felt safe in all my life but the last 4 years that I've been home. Today, I will be advocating for all of the women, children, pregnant mothers, fathers with teenagers that have been denied the privilege of staying at the Salvation Army. Currently, this is a men's-only shelter which allows sex offenders to stay overnight. Surely I thought to myself, this must be wrong. To my surprise, it was 100% accurate. These sex offenders are let out early in the AM hours to roam our streets. I am pleading that not a 500 feet proximity, but 1,000 feet proximity be set for playgrounds, daycares, and schools, effective immediately, so that the community can be safe, all of the women and all of the children. Thank you for your time. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. And then the other card I have is Miss Wilma Edwards. Miss Edwards, welcome back.
Good evening. I just have some questions to ask the city councilmen. I don't know how many of you have read the master plan that we have already planned. But some of the things that's been done is not in the plan. And if it is, I don't remember it. Because I know we're in the process of enlarging community action. Community center, was that in the plan? No.
I believe there is a community center improvement plan. Yes, ma'am. And it's posted on the city's website.
That was in the plan?
Yes, ma'am.
The master plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, what about the community block grant? Are y'all familiar with that?
We are, and Ms. Edwards, I'd remind you that this is a comment period, not a question and answer period.
Okay, I'll make it a statement.
If you'd like some
I'll make-
specific questions
I
and
will
answers,
make
I'd be
it a
happy to meet with you
statement.
outside of the meeting.
Okay, I will make, this is why I think all the heads that I have to talk to need to bring the information to you instead of me getting up and talking. But okay, I'm gonna say to you, we are still in need of a building for the free clothes ministry. And we need help with getting a building, and we also need some money. And we're still taking donations, money, clothes, and whatever you want to donate. Now, this is going to go, Mike was working on this issue with me, so he left, and I wanted to see that we continue to do what he had planned for this program. Okay, we need a building. This is a statement, not a question.
Fair enough.
We need a building, and I already stated that we need money, clothes, house, and other items. But the other issues that we have, I think we're going to talk to the assistant city manager. They're supposed to talk to us. Is this
Yes.
correct?
That would be preferable, yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't have anything else to say tonight.
Fair enough,
I just want to ask a whole lot of questions, but this is not the right time.
Yeah,
So
very
I will-
good. We will make sure that whatever questions you have, we get addressed.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good to see you again.
Okay.
That then is the last card that I have, so I will close citizens' communication, and we will move into section C, which is items with public hearing. We'll begin with item C1.
Item C1 is an ordinance amending Chapter 24 of the City Code for various changes in fees.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The fees that we're proposing change, we had done presentations on in November and December. The only additional item you'll see in the packet were some changes to print fees. Most of these items are now available electronically online, and what we would propose is if a printed copy is requested, that you're just charged the city's print charges, actual print charges. Again, this is just the next step in the process, and we're here along with staff to answer any questions you may have on the proposed fees.
I will add that per council direction, we're not continuing the fees that were proposed for downtown related facilities. Those are still under review, so that is not included in the slate of fees that are before you this evening.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions about the fees? I think we've seen the presentations on these. These are just consolidating them all into one ordinance at this point. Okay, I don't think we have any questions. So then, with none, I will open a public hearing on item C1. If there's anyone that would wish to speak to council on this matter, please come forward. Seeing no one, then I will close the public hearing on item C1 and entertain any motions with respect to same.
I move we adopt.
I'll second.
All right, I've got a motion and a second on the adoption of the ordinance amending Chapter 24. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, then all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the ayes have it, C1 passes. Moving on then to item C2.
Item C2 is an ordinance amending Chapter 15 of the Victoria City Code to include sex offender residency restrictions.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
My name is Clay Fetters, and I have the honor of being the Deputy Chief of Operations for the Victoria Police Department. I'm here tonight to propose the adoption of an ordinance to restrict where sex offenders convicted of crimes involving minors can live in the city. We currently have no ordinance that limits where convicted sex offenders can live. Once the sex offenders who are required to register are off parole or probation, there's nothing that prevents them from living across the street from the school or anywhere else that children congregate. We are specifically concerned with sex offenders with convictions involving minors. The solution we're proposing is to establish child safety zones of 1,500 feet around places where children gather. These places would include city parks, city recreation centers, public or private schools, child care facilities, daycare centers, and other areas where children congregate. We would then make it a violation for a sex offender convicted of a crime involving a minor to establish a temporary or permanent residence within the child safety zone. The reason we need this ordinance is to protect our children. From 2021 to 2024, we've observed a 45% increase in registered sex offenders in the city. 92% of these offenders